Oh boy, wait, it's too early. Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the LCA call. Everyone's just looking fabulous. So, for anyone that's new to the platform or to the call, we have a motto at LCA: if we can change you, then you can change your world. Believe me, guys, when I tell you your environment will adjust to you, whether that's negative or positive, because it does work both ways. Also, my name is JP. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of hosting this call Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If anyone is new, this morning, briefly, you will be hearing from two dynamic leaders, authors, and coaches. The first voice that you will hear immediately after mine, and the first face you will see if you are on a video platform, is Mr. Jamal Mumford. He is the published author of a book titled Success Now. He also helps individuals on a daily basis, such as myself, with their self-development, and he does not have a problem traveling extensively doing that, guys. And the next voice that you will hear after Mr. Mumford and the next face that you will see is Mr. Motivator himself, Kemp Satchel. He is also the published author, and his book is titled Alcoholics versus Struggleholics. And he also helps individuals on a daily basis with their business development and their self-development as well. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to some and present to others Mr. Jamal Mumford. Mr. Mumford, are you free and clear with us this morning, sir?
Eyes are here. Can you hear me, JP?
I can hear you very well, sir, and good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, LCA.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody out there. Mr. Kevin, Mr. Satchel, Mr. Nees, In Love, Mr. Russell, Mr. Kevin, CEO. Got the best dressed man is LCA. Brittany, and that almost in the middle square again. Just one row up. I watched your video. Say Brittany, it was really nice. Your video was awesome. Man, that was nice. Like that you did. Miss Bridget and DJ Lynn, Floniva. Did I see your name right? Floniva?
Just flow. Just flow.
Just flow. Kevin Coach, Wendy, and anyone else, get your cameras up. Just want to say hi to everybody. I see your pearly whites this morning, and we're excited. It is Insightful Friday, and this day I really enjoy. And our Insightful Fridays be getting deeper and deeper. They be getting. I mean, when we first started out, it was like couldn't get anybody to talk, and now it's that you guys are speaking, and your insights are just so deep, and we love it. I mean, that's what this is all about. And this has been a powerful week, as I said, because we're covering a topic that's so important, when it comes down to our lives. And this morning I was thinking about the fact that my insight is looking over the chapters talking about limiting beliefs. And I was saying to a gentleman said one time, he said when it came to success and financial freedom, he says retirement has nothing to do with age, has to do with money. Right. So he said retirement. So once you make enough money, you can retire. So I used that, and I thought about when it came to personal development and becoming a successful life for ourselves. Whatever success means for you, because maybe your thing maybe you don't care to have a successful relationship. So everybody's life is their own life. But I said once success has nothing to do with so much trying to go get success and trying to make yourself have success. It's when you begin to uncover what's stopping you. See, the minute you know what's stopping you and so for most of us, we have no idea because most times we're afraid to confront that part of our life. What's stopping us? So we want to mask it over, and we want to pretend that it's not there sometimes. But the minute we can uncover what's stopping us, I'm reading. I was up this morning, reading a book this morning, and and I mean, within the first chapter of this new book I'm reading, I uncovered what's stopping me, and for my next level. And so it's pretty, and when you can look at it from that perspective, and like the guy said in the book, it's not about the people, it's about you, right? It's about you, it's about me. So this book is doing, and this week is talking about the limiting beliefs, because I'm telling you, we all still have them. We all still have them, and the more you talk, the more you're going to uncover your limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. And things you say, how you correct yourself, And like this morning I was doing some affirmations, and this morning I changed one of my affirmations. I said, wow, don't say that. Don't say that. And I said, wow, see, so that's why this book is now so awesome when I look at it, because these limiting beliefs is in all of us. And you look at the word belief, and the word belief is an amazing word, because if you write down the word belief, there's a powerful word within the word belief. When I uncovered this truth, it did everything for me, because it said in the middle of the word belief is the word lie. The word lie. And see, what you don't understand is that I tell you, all of us right now, all of us, because everybody on this earth, it's just a matter of chopping out the lies. What did I say? My life is all about discovering what isn't true and getting it out of my life, right? And all of us right now are believing lies. That's why we're not at our level we want to be in life. That's the only reason. That's the only thing stopping you, psychological and emotional barriers. And those barriers are our belief systems. So what beliefs do I have in the back of my mind, my subconscious? What lies am I believing, right? I can't do this. I can do that. I can do this. You should do this. You should do that. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. And it's all these lies that we've been believing, and this is why we're where we are. So this is a great book. That's my insight. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys got to share. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the call over to Mr. Moody, Mr. Satchel, sir. The call is yours.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. How y'all doing?
Call is yours, not the song is yours.
Oh, okay. Well, good morning. Dag nabbit. It is such a plum pleasing pleasure to be around here this morning with each and every. Jared, what's going on, brother?
Jared Davis.
Mr. Davis is in the building. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Man, how you doing over there?
We better, finally.
You better? Okay. All right.
How y'all doing?
We are doing fantastic. Man, how was this week? I know it's been challenging for you, sir, but you have overcome that event.
Yes,
How'd you make out?
We made out. I can definitely say we didn't take on any water, but my sister Jennifer Grimes, she did, up to the roof. And so it's been days of bringing out furniture, knocking walls down, scraping up floors. But, we all banded together, my coworkers, my family, we all banded together, and we knocked it out.
Wonderful. Sometimes you think about stuff like that. That's catastrophic, right? That's an event that was catastrophic. And we say you don't know, you didn't even have no idea it was going to rain like that next day.
Unnamed storm.
Right?
Unnamed storm came through.
Exactly. Well, it's good to see you, brother. And thank you so much. Give me a call later on today.
Will do.
All right. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to this morning. It's been quite fun for me because I woke up this morning and me and Lynn was just kind of laying there and we actually put on The Secret. Anybody see that movie, The Secret? That movie came out in 2006. I actually remember it when it came out, and they said if you watch that movie for 7 days straight, your life would change. And I know I didn't watch it 7 days straight. I watched it 2 or 3 days straight. And I'm not saying that things didn't change, but as we go back to it, look at this, 10 years later. You remember when that movie came out, Mr. Mumford, in 2006? It seemed like it was yesterday. But we went back to it this morning to watch it, and it revealed something totally different based on where you are today. Am I making sense to anybody right now? It's like you read a scripture. I remember, like we listened, a lot of us, went to church all our lives and we was taught to learn scriptures. But it was to a point that when I read, you read a scripture today based on your growth, that scripture has a whole different meaning and revelation to it. Am I making sense here? So as we watch The Secret, and I encourage each and every one of you to watch that movie again, but this time I'm going to watch it 7 days straight. I'm on a whole nother mission. This week has definitely been very insightful for me, and I'm going to just share my insight, and for those that are willing to share their insights today, I definitely want you to go ahead and raise your hand now, because we don't have a whole lot of time. But what has really manifested for you today? I listened to Laverne's video. Really, it was just a lot of things that you guys said that really made a difference, and really how, this is really coming full circle for me now. And I just want to share my insight of how it actually happened. So I want everybody to write this day down. You actually look at stuff and you say, what is a defining moment? I always say, what is the aha moment for this day or this week? It's actually August the 15th. August the 15th. Write that day down. Now, many of you know I have actually been on this journey of weight, just getting my body to that in person that I know. Like, it used to jump out of planes. It used to run. I used to keep up with Mr. Mumford. It was days I would run a 2 mile in literally 10 minutes and 45 seconds. I could literally do that. That's where I was at. And I know for a shout of a doubt that I can bring that person back. So I'm now transforming that person. August the 15th was a defining day for Kemp Satchel, that I'm making it public to each and every one of you right now to watch the manifestation process take place, the transformation take place. See, and this is how I got to my $10,000 monthly income, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm actually sharing the experience with you to show you, because at the end of the day, documentation beats what? Conversation all day long. You hear me? You hear people saying things, or I'll pray about it, but I'm helping you to go. I want you to go through this process with me so that you can actually see it and how it actually happens. Now, some of you weren't there when I actually started the journey on that $10,000 a month. Would that be would that make a difference in your life? Especially when you could get really precise with this, right? So in December 2013, December the 1st was the day that I wrote out the check. And I said to myself, I will be making $10,000 monthly income by September 16th, 2014. Notice how my dates are right there, very precise. I wrote the check out. I said I was going to cash this check on my birthday because I knew that I would be able to give myself. Did y'all notice that? It didn't say, I'm going to give this to Kevin or I'm going to give this to this donation. This journey was for who? Kemp Satchel. Listen to what I'm saying. So I said, I'm going to write myself my 50th birthday. I'm going to write this check to Kemp Satchel for 10 grand. Am I making sense? And when I wrote that check for $10,000, and I said, well, I might not be able to keep it, but I'm sure enough going to go cash it, and it ain't going to bounce. Are you following what I'm saying? So at that point, I was able to write out that check. And guess what? In a position to cash that check for $10,000 that month. Are you following what I'm saying? I made the date. I started December the 1st. I set it for 9/16, which was 9 months. I have a clear, precise measurement of the way I want. So can we now know that this week we realize we have the power to dictate our lives, yes or no? We have the power to tell it whatever it wants. If you have any doubt from that, you're going to miss out on it right now. So this day, as the 15th, when I read that letter, many of you heard me read that letter. You was right here when I read it, and you notice I had very difficult times getting to the end of that letter. I actually then went on and printed that letter out. every day I have been reading this letter. Notice up on my board behind me, you can't probably see it, but on that board behind me, it says week 1, 8/15, 334 pounds. That's what it says. That's where I was at on that day. It says week 2, 8/22. I already got it where I'm going to put it. I already got week 3, week 4, and week 5, which gives me what? A measurement. Am I making sense? Which allows me to manage it. And then it says week 6, birthday goal. See, again, here we are. I even dig this one. Notice the last one for the 10,000 was what? Birthday goal. This one is a good, what? A birthday goal. And it says, on my birthday, September the 16th, I will be 290 pounds. That's 50 pounds within these next 5 weeks that's going to just shed. Now, at the end of the day, what comes with it? Action. Am I making sense? What comes with it? Action. So what is the action? Kemp Satchel, it says, he just said, I want you to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. I'm being very precise at this. Am I saying, okay, Kemp, I'm going to pray that this happen. I hope this is going to happen. I wish this is going to happen. No, it's going to happen. And then there's a scripture that says what? Write it down, make it plain, and then put it in the hands of others that they will actually be able to what? Support it. Am I making sense? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it said here, anger. I then made this letter personal. Did you hear what I said? The letter that I had reading in this book, I made it personal. It said, and I'll read it right now, and it says, anger. Kemp, I am angry at you for not taking better care of your body. You are such a lazy slob. You drink too much and you eat too much. You don't have any self-discipline. All you do is sit around and watch TV. Kemp, your clothes don't fit and you don't look good. The fear, Kemp, is if you don't change, I'm afraid you are going to keep gaining weight until you are facing a real health risk. Kemp, I am afraid your cholesterol is going to get so high that you might have a heart attack. Kemp, I'm afraid your cholesterol is going to get so high. Kemp, I'm afraid that you could become diabetic. Kemp, I'm afraid that you are never going to change and then you are going to die young and never fulfill your dreams. Kemp, I'm afraid that if you don't start eating better and taking better care of yourself, no one is going to be attracted to you. Kemp, you might end up living alone for the rest of your life. Kemp, my request to you, I want you to join a health club and go at least 3 times a day. Kemp, I want you to go for 20-minute walks the other 4 days. Kemp, I want you to cut out 1 hour of television a day and devote that to exercise. Kemp, I want you to stop eating fried food and Kemp, start eating more fresh foods. Kemp, I want you to stop drinking soda and start drinking more water. Kemp, I want you to limit your drinking alcohol to Fridays and Saturdays. I had a problem with that piece. Kemp, I love you. Now, this piece right here, notice that the second part, it starts talking about Kemp. When I heard Laverne say this today, she said, Laverne, I love you. I can probably count on one hand out of my 52 years of living how many times I said that to Kemp. And then Laverne went on to say, but we expect everybody else to say that to us when we don't love ourselves. Kemp, I love you. Kemp, I want you to be around for a long time. Kemp, I want you to have a wonderful relationship. Kemp, you deserve to look good in your clothes and feel good about yourself. Kemp, you deserve to have all of your dreams come true. Kemp, I want you to feel alive and energetic. Kemp, rather than tired and lethargic all the time. Kemp, you deserve to live life fully and enjoy every moment of it. Kemp, you deserve to be totally happy, period. That is my insight for this week. What is yours? Woo. Thank you. So, family, y'all have it. With that being said, Miss Bridget, what is your insight today?
Good morning, Coach. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Well, that was awesome. I just wanted to say that I am so excited for you and for all of us in LCA at the things that are transforming in our lives. I went back and watched Laverne's video again this morning, and it just really, oh my God, that just standing in the mirror and telling yourself that you love yourself, as opposed to me. I can be at times my biggest critic over everybody else. I can find what's wrong with me easy. I could sit down and probably write a page of what's wrong with me in less than 10 minutes. If you ask me to write down what I do wrong, I could probably label it, give you sections, dividers, and all of that on what I do wrong immediately. But to sit down and say, how many times have you looked yourself in the mirror and said, I love you? Congratulate yourself, sincerely think about the things that you have done right, and build on that. Be thankful for what you have and not what you don't have. But don't sit and focus on what's missing, because when you do that, it literally grows. And this is where I check myself. Like Lynn did this week on how she got to not having a job. But this is how I got to where I am in life, by just attracting more of what I focused on. Okay, I focus on not having this, not having that, not having this. And this is how I got to where I am right now, by focusing on that instead of focusing on what is present, what is happening for me. So for that video, I watched it again this morning, and it brought tears to my eyes, but I wasn't crying because I was sad. It was times where I was crying because I was sad and I was depressed about where I am. But I'm not crying now because I'm sad. I'm crying now because I now see where I'm going. I can put direction to it, like you just did. You put direction to where you're going. You labeled it. You wrote it down. You wrote the vision and you made it plain. You have a chart for the course that you're going. You don't know exactly every step of the way, what's going to happen, what time, it don't matter. But what you do know, you have embraced what you do know. So for me, I can say, Bridget, embrace what you do know. Embrace right now. My brother lost his child this year, but I still have my children. So for now, don't worry about where you are going to live. Be thankful that you have your children. Somebody don't have their child. Your children are still here. So change that paradigm. Shift your mind. Go ahead and make the shift in your mind. Go ahead and be powerful. Stop being a weakling. You have the power. You have it. Take it. Possess it. Do it. And that's for Bridget. I don't know if anybody else can relate to me right now, but that's for Bridget. I declare power in my life. I watched Miss Shirley's video. She was talking about how we say all the time, we don't have no power. I refuse to pray and don't have power in what I say. I refuse that. What I say will be, because God gave that power to me. That's what I that's my insight for today.
Wow. She said that with power. Y'all hear me? Man. All right now. Talk to yourself, sister. Encourage yourself. Who else want to give us an insight today? I know all these hands should be raised up in here because this was a powerful week. Go ahead, Mr. Andwell. All you got to do is unmute yourself. If you want to give a testimony, everybody are able to unmute this, hit *6. All right. Go ahead, Andwell.
All right. Good morning. How everybody doing on this?
I want you to stop walking. Stop walking for a minute and start talking because you're going in and out.
Everybody doing okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, I just want to give my insight. Like we was talking about the other day, I realized where I spoke the negativity and what emotion it came from. I can pinpoint the exact day and the exact time, and that's why I love personal self-development so much, because so much of what I already was speaking and learning about my life, now I'm learning how to reapply it in a positive way. So today I take back my power of my tongue. I take back what the enemy stole from me, which is my mindset. And that's why I'm so thankful, because with this class, I'm reprogramming my mindset. So I know that I'm reprogramming my life for the better, for the greater. And I found out my purpose. And my purpose is to live in the way that I say, is to live in a way that I have already destined myself to. So I'm just thankful for everybody in this class. I have a real big heart, and I just thank y'all for sharing that with me.
Wow. Yes, sir. And well, you hear that? I'm scripturing. I am taking control over my life through my words. I ain't playing with this thing. You hear me? Who else do we have that want to share today? Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Anybody else?
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes. Your name is?
Kemp, Michelle Nicole Mitchell, Atlanta. How you keeping, Kemp?
Man, I'm keeping. I'm staying strong. What about you?
Kemp, I don't know where to begin, so I'm going to begin right where my heart beats. Is that all right?
It's all right with me, sister.
So during the week, Jamal had this wonderful video, and at the end of the video, the thing that engraved itself in me is when he ended it by saying, you can either be a host to God or a hostage to your ego. You can either be a host to God or a hostage to your ego. And I was agitated because I like to understand. And I went and looked up the word host, and this is what the word host says. It says, host is a person who receives or entertains other people. And the second meaning was an animal or plant on or in which a parasite or organism lives. An animal or plant in which a parasite or an organism lives, and one who entertains people. And I had to ask myself, what exactly am I hosting that's eating away my confidence, the content of my character, and my peace? And I sat in the corner, and I had to become very transparent, because I realized that in my nakedness and in my brokenness, that's where I find my healing, not only in personal development and professional development, but when I look at myself and says, I played a part in the demise of myself, and this is where it has led me. Because being an adult means taking responsibility, and at some point, adults take responsibility, and we put away our childish things. Notice that childish things don't leave. You have to be bold enough to put them away. And today, Kemp, I repeat the following things to myself. I will not host lack. I will not host doubt. I will not host a poverty mindset. I will not host toxic attitudes. I will not host self-loathing. I will not host thoughts of failure. I will not host thoughts that says I cannot, and I will not host people who dump their drama, their chaos, or their mayhem into my spirit. Because the time has come, and it has been for a long time, where every step I take is making me better than how I was before. And I am so looking forward to the second half of my life because I know it's going to be so much better than the first. And I wanted to just take this time. My insight is I understand the word host. I get it now. I am literally providing a place for things to comfortably dwell that is killing me. And I don't want to die. So I thank you for your letter, Kemp. I thank you, Jamal, for that video. I thank you for those who are brave enough to be transparent. And my heart's desire is that the second half of our life is so blessed that the only issue we will ever have is looking for other people to bless.
Woo!
Have a great day.
Come on, y'all. Let's clap it up, man.
Wow. Michelle.
Yeah. Woo, that was good. Listen, and look, and doesn't it line up, if I'm not mistaken, that doesn't that good book say your lateral days will be better than your beginnings? Come on, somebody. See, oh man, yeah, boy. How many of y'all looking for a fantastic, like, no, your life is just fantastic. You are excited, can't sleep at night because you know big things are happening in your life. Wow, good job. Who else do we have that want to share today? If you want to share, you're on the phone, just *6 your phone and feel free to share your insight this day. Based on
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Wilma Jones. I'm in North Carolina. Mr. Super Duper gave me this number some months ago.
Okay.
And it is just transforming my life. I've been up here for a while, just taking in and learning about myself, things that I've always been a negative person, but I'm not anymore. I'm sharing this number with a lot of people. I have made cards, business cards with the number on it, because there's so many people that need to hear and need to know what's going on this phone call. I remember you saying that it needs to be taught in the schools, and it needs to be taught in the schools so much. I am retired, but this is the best part of my life since I've gotten on this line. I went to the doctor. They were saying first I had lupus, then they said I had hepatitis B, and I just kept thanking God. You know, when I was we're going to a funeral, and the coach called me and asked me, you know, well, how are you doing? Because you're supposed to be depressed and not able to get up and all this kind of stuff. And I'm saying, I'm fine. We're laughing and talking, going to a funeral, and I don't have lupus. I know I don't have it. And I've just been thanking God and praising God. With His stripes, I am healed. Every organ, every piece of root of my hair, the flesh, the bones, the cartilage, everything I know is working properly. I went back to the doctor. He told me that's when he said I had hepatitis B and tried to get me to take medicine. So no, I'm not. I don't have it. They called me before I could leave Greenville to get home and told me that because first it was my kidney was bad. Then it became my liver is bad. And they called me and told me that none of it was bad. And I already knew that.
Come on.
And saying, just speaking, you know, if I was the type of person who would take everything the doctors say, I would have been telling everybody for their sympathy. I am sick. I want somebody to wait on me. I'm in bad shape, but I don't want to be that at 62. I want to be vibrant and take care of myself and just tell other people. I've just been telling people about this call. Mr. Jamal, Mr. Motivator, you don't know how much you have transformed my life. I have not been talking, and I'm trying to talk as fast as I can so I can be quiet, but I'm just so excited that it's hard not to tell people, not about the business, but about this call, because if they can get on this call and stop tearing ourselves down and building ourselves up, like you said, the world would be so much better, because I've always thought that's why I never had a husband, because I look in the mirror and I think that's why don't nobody want you, because you're ugly. I was told that by my family from a child. They would always talk about how pretty my sister was, and then they would say, oh, yeah, your girls. You got pretty girls, but they would always rub her head and talk about how pretty she was. When a man look at me, I look at him, and I look away and think, what are you looking over here for? There's nothing over here. Ain't nothing over here you want. I'm ugly. You know, there's nothing. But I'm out of that. I know that I'm human. I'm glad to just be alive and well and human. And I'm positive. When I start talking negative to myself, I don't let it come. The sentence complete, I start talking positive. No, I refuse to allow that to happen to me, because I could be in the shower fussing at you, Mr. Motivator, and you ain't even here. We had an argument earlier, but we are carrying that argument on in the shower, fussing you out, telling you off. I don't do that anymore. This call has transformed my life, and I thank God for all of you, the people who, and this man that gets on the phone talking about we're at the table. Wow. That the table, and we're waiting, the angels are waiting for us to tell them what we want. Wow, that just dug into my soul, into my spirit. And I just love you all. And I've never seen you out. I know I'm going to meet you one day. Thank God for you all. Bless you.
God. Now that's what Life Changing Alliance is all about. Man. Thank you, Wilma. That was her first time on the call. And man, we bless you for that insight today. Just,
That's an insight.
That's what I'm talking about right there. What's going on, Kevin?
What's going on, my brother? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, Kip, ever since, studying E.T. or Eric Thomas, I have adapted that slogan that he used and just kind of really magnified that slogan that he used, and it's, I can, I will, I must. And just to add on to that, be phenomenal. And so, I just recently closed a t-shirt deal with a middle school here in Little Rock. So I'm excited about that. And I will, I must become an effective speaker. Being a part of Toastmasters, I'm excited about guests coming every Friday, coming to Toastmasters, and I know that I'm going to be an international Toastmaster speaker. I can, I will, I must be phenomenal. There's no room for anything else. I can, I will, I must be phenomenal. Every day I say I attract money. Every day I make money. My Uber clients sow seeds or tips. I got me an Uber Visa Black Card. Next is going to be an American Express Black Card. Proverbs 22, verse 29. Unique talents. I'm exercising my talents every day. I can, I will, I must.
I know that's right. Y'all better give it up for Mr. Kevin. What do you say? I will, and I can, and I must. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Good job. Anybody else want to share today? The platform is open for you. Unmute your phone.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning,
This
Nina.
is Nina. Can y'all hear me okay?
We can hear you fantastic.
Good morning, LCA fam. Wow. It's been a week because I just got back, so I've been putting kids in school, so I have not really been on the platform. But I wanted to just share a little bit about my insight as I was listening with the young lady that is passing out business cards about LCA. How powerful is that? And we were talking about the table experience. And what came back to my mind was I remember probably about 7 years ago, and I'm not going to be emotional about it, but I remember about 7 years ago, I was coming through my divorce. And it was definitely one of the hardest things that I had ever had to encounter because I just don't believe in divorce. So I had a lot of mixed emotions about a failed marriage, and what I couldn't do to save my marriage and just a lot going on. And I remember being in college. I was like granny on campus, but I connected with just some young studs, just some scholars. And even though I was older, there were some students that God really placed in my life. And we, to this day, are very closely knitted. But I remember this guy, and I'm going to be real with y'all because I need y'all to see the extent of God's love for us and the destiny that we have on our futures. So this particular guy was in one of my first classes, which was a religious class. And he was the weed man on campus. And this guy was like just a really good kid. I just remember this guy. He was such a good kid. And one day we were just in general talking. And, you know, I was sharing some testimonies of my life and coming through this divorce. And, you know, like God had spoken my heart at that time, my nonprofit. And I remember telling God so clearly, like, no, thank you. Like, I'm straight. I'm not supposed to do this major international vision when I couldn't control my local marriage, you know what I'm saying, type of thing. And I remember this guy telling me in so many words, like, how dare you? How dare you get to the table featured by the men of men, and yet he has all of these things that he wants to give you, but yet you sit at the table and deny it because of X, Y, and Z. And I remember thinking to myself, like, ouch, you know, because God will even use, you know, people that may not be on the level that you think they are to plant seeds to change your life. And I remember thinking to myself when he told me that, like, man, what an indictment that is to God, to know that he's created each of us for a specific purpose, dream and calling, and yet we will not rise to the occasion to accept the very thing that he wants to give us. And so when I heard again the experience about the table, that was the thing that came to my mind, like, you know, and I know for myself, even as I was thinking and meditating last night and doing my affirmations as I closed my eyes and just really, really thinking how hard it is to be successful. Like, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But that it really, really is designed for those that are not necessarily swift or strong, but to the people that can really endure to the end to see the manifestation of what they say that they want. And so as I listened this morning again, it just came back to my mind, like, I know exactly what I want, and I know even more so exactly what I deserve. And how unfair is it for me to slap God in the face to say, you know what, I know you got all this in store for Nina, but yet I'm not willing to put the work in, or I'm not willing to put the time in to get the very thing that you have predestined for me to get from before the foundations of the world. So when we think about this table, y'all, I want us to really think about a buffet. Being able to be at that Thanksgiving is coming up. Being able to be at that Thanksgiving table after whoever, your mom, your siblings, your grandparents, whoever is going to be preparing that dinner, only to get to the table to say, no, thank you. I know how much you labored to prepare this. I know how much you set up to give me this, but I'm good because I think that there's more out there, or I'm not really willing to eat the very thing that you set before me. So I'm just learning in my own life right now that I want to be able to eat, and not just eat, but I want to be able to eat very well according to what I know has been predestined for my life. So I just wanted to share that experience as I think back over that table experience, and thank you for bringing it up again, because it has reminded me that not only do I deserve to have a seat at this table, but I definitely deserve to eat well while I'm sitting there.
Come on now. Come on now. Woo! Woo! Man, clap that one up, ladies and gentlemen. Man, oh, y'all getting this? Are y'all getting this today? Man, woo! Who else we got? Anybody else want to follow that? You got 15 minutes. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm floored this morning, just based off the information that's being shared. And I said this to Mr. Mumford earlier in this week. I said these people are growing. These folks are growing. They're hearing, they're learning. And you can tell this class is only a year and a half old. Imagine where we will be within these next couple of years with the greatness that's taking place. Go ahead, Malcolm. I can't hear you, sir. We can't hear you. One more time. One more again.
Let me now.
A little bit.
A little bit.
You got too much background noise. It's out.
Hang on.
All right. Go to your car university. Go in your closet. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, man, listen. I've been trying to hush because I know I got background noise, but man, Nina, who else was it? Michelle and Wilma. Man, OMG. That's growth. That's growth. That's insight. That is vision, man. That is vision. And listen, sometimes I just posted it. We got to learn how to receive, man. We got to learn how to receive. Nina just said it, man. We can't, how dare you? That's a cold slap in God's face to turn somebody down that's trying to plant a seed in you. How dare you turn that down? Oh, you know, I'm so used to giving. I just you know, I don't usually take nothing from nobody. You better open your hand. You better receive what God, he said, give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. We sitting at this table now. Wilma just said it. We sitting at this table. We sitting at this table. Nina just said it. We sitting at this table. Somebody just got done slaving over that food so that everybody could eat. And now you're going to sit down, well, it all look good. But, you know, yeah, you know, but, you know, see what had happened. Now, you know, no, you sit down and eat. They prepared that for you. And God has prepared his table for you. He prepared a table for us in the very presence of our enemies. He anointed our head with oil. Our cup supposed to be running over.
Come on.
That's what LCA is all about. It's helping our cups to run over. And you hearing it coming out of Bridget, you're hearing it coming out of Wilma, you're hearing it coming out of Nina, you're hearing it coming out of D83, you're hearing it coming out of JD, you're hearing it coming out of Fern, you're hearing it coming out of Maritza, you're hearing it coming out of all these people that were afraid to show their faces on the camera. You're hearing it coming out of Tina. You're hearing it coming out of Brittany. You're hearing it coming out of In Love. You're hearing it coming out of Big Kev, Coach Kevin. You're hearing it coming out of JP. That's the growth. You're hearing it coming out of Jamal, and you're hearing it coming out of Kim. That's the growth. That's the growth, and that's what God has intended for us. I got to stop. I'm just that Wilma and Nina and Michelle Nicole. OMG.
I thought you was getting ready to run around that building for a minute there, brother.
Oh, still running.
Running inside. Inside the running.
Woo! Cut running over. Anybody else want to share today? *6 your phone. All you got to do is *6 your phone or unmute yourself on your phone. And man, this has definitely been a class. What I'm going to do this afternoon, I'm actually going, right after this class, I am going to put on a half an hour of The Secret that I'm going to allow us to watch. If you can stay, you can. If you can't, I understand your day is clammed up. But today is Friday, right? So I want to share this, and as I was watching it today, it's literally coming full circle. It is truly, man, I'm telling you guys, when you get this, like Mr. Mumford said, this month, this chapter here is really dealing with that inner critic inside. And if you turn that inner critic into your coach, that coach going, anybody watch this? Anybody ever had somebody tell them they can't do something, and then all of a sudden, just because they said that, you went out there and you started talking to yourself. I say, watch me. I'm going to show you. See, when you can get into yourself and start talking to yourself and start coaching yourself through, listen, you ain't going, and that's what really kind of triggered us. It was that trigger word that when somebody told you you can't do something, you was determined. It became like, I'm not going to graduate. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get through. I'm not going to get left down. I'm not going to listen to what I'm saying right now. This is not a game, baby. This is your life, and you only got one life to live. You can't fake this thing. And when you get it, I'm telling you, you already, Mr. Mumford says something, man. I'm telling you, I'm growing. I don't know about y'all, but boy, I can give you insight all day long. But he says something. He said, what can you go back to and blame for where you know you are today? Like that, like I know where, like Shirley, she did her video. She went back. She said, I can tell how I got here. I know how I am specific. And I was watching, it says, is there a time in your life that you can go back to that caused greatness to come out? Like some people, it took the, now watch this, Mr. Mumford. You know what? I go back and I say, boy, I go back and I thank my boss for firing me. Boy, oh boy, when he fired me, man, did life just take off. Oh, that man, oh, I'm glad he cheated on, oh man, that was just something that was, boy, right? We look at these things, I know somebody gonna talk back to me today. See, I got some things, but when you can go back, and there's a songwriter that writes the song, she says, when I look back over my life, and that's what Mr. Mumford was telling you to do today. He said, look back over your life and start thinking about, oh man, I can't even talk. Think about those things that you've overcome. Think about those things and trials that you call trials and tribulation. Think about them things that you've gotten through, and you said, look, come on, give yourself the credit. I've gotten myself through this thing. And at the end of the day, I'm telling you right now, get up and rejoice. Celebrate yourself. And if you do more of that, man, you gonna hit that target. Like, what did that lady say to you today? She said, Wilma said, listen, he told me my ribs, my kidneys, this, that, this. And then you go back and the doctor say, I don't see no signs of nothing. Man, when you speak life over that doctor, you say, you ain't my, boy, y'all gonna mess with me today? I'm telling you. I remember Mr. Mumford was here in Philadelphia, feeling his chest. Oh, there's some pains. You got this going on. You got that going on. You got this. I'm watching the manifestation. I said, that ain't nothing but stress. Get yourself out of here. He got on that plane. We got in that U-Haul, went to Philadelphia, Georgia. All of a sudden, all of this, Robin, what's going on? This stop, that stop. What is going on? Where this pain at? Man, you take your focus off of what you don't want and place your focus on what you want. Man, guess what? It's got to take place. You gonna understand what I'm saying. One of these days, you're gonna hear this word. You're going to hear this word. Y'all been playing.
You're going to learn today.
You better know it. What? Go ahead, Sabrina. Woo.
Oh, wait. You want me to follow that?
Woo. I'm fired up.
I was just going to share, because I did go back over my life, and I started looking at major points where I spoke things into my life. One of them was when I was in Oregon, working for Standard. I love my job. I am looking to retire, but I do enjoy my job. But my mom would always ask me to move back to Arkansas. And I would always say, I'm not moving back to Arkansas unless I could bring my job with me. I said that for years. And then in 2013, I found myself in Arkansas with my job with me. I started just working from Arkansas from home. And I was like, oh, I guess I did keep saying that. So I was just thinking about stuff like that I have done. I used to always want a Lexus, the Lexus RX 350. I would have pictures of it on my phone, my screensaver. And then when I divorced in 2013, I did start looking at other cars, and I was going to get it. I had the option to get it, the one I wanted. The only reason why I didn't get it is because it was a little low and I didn't like the way it rolled. But I had the opportunity to get it, even though for years I had been dreaming about having that car. So that's just the power of the focus that we've been working on. And the change that I made this week, I do have some clients on my job that I would say get on my nerves. Before personal development, I would say get on my nerves. And anytime I would hear those clients' names mentioned, I would get knots in my stomach. I would put off calling them back. But this week, I just changed my focus, and I just say, you know, those are my favorite clients. I enjoy talking to them. So now I'm going to keep that up, and then I know eventually I'll change the way I think about those clients, and it'll also change the way I react to those clients and work with those clients instead of just looking at them as getting on my nerves.
See, come on, y'all. See, change you change your world. What you say? Y'all ain't getting the jet. What? Change you and change your world. Those people that surround you getting on your nerves, change that thought, and it's a done deal. What? Is it that simple, Mr. Mumford? For real? Really? It can't be that simple. Go ahead, Denise.
Good morning, LCA family.
Good morning.
Good morning. I was listening to all the things that have been shared this morning, and every time somebody shares God, it takes me back over my life. I can just share just a few things that I know I got myself through. I got myself through divorce. You know, I overcame that. I remember going to work catatonic. You know, nobody knew what I was dealing with. But for years and years and years, I have dealt with things on my job. People don't even know. But that was a challenging period in my life, and I was listening to the other young lady share about that being the hardest time, and that took me back. But God reminded me that He got me through that period. And then you were saying about, think about where you are now and the things, how you got where you are now. I'm driving the car that I'm driving now because of focusing on the car that I want. I remember going to the car lot, and I had saw this car, the SUV that I'm driving, Toyota Highlander, and I wanted that car, focus on that car. And every time I went to a lot, they told me, oh, that's too much car for you. Oh, you know, that's too much for you. You can't do it. And I went to the union. The young lady that was the president there, she had always been very, very helpful to me. For some reason, she liked me and she wanted to assist me. And so God gave me favor, and she gave me a voucher for $27,000. I think she gave me a voucher for $24,000, and then she tore it up and went back to her computer and regenerated a voucher for $27,000, I think it was, $1,000. So when I went to the car dealership the first time without my own financing, they would turn their head and they would say negative things. I went to a tent, Toyota tent, and they kept telling me negative things, negative words. And so when I went back and I came back empowered with my own money and a different attitude, determined that I was going to get what I wanted, I watched the people around me's reaction differently. When I walked through the door, it was like I had $1 million posted on my head. It was just a change of attitude and being determined and knowing that I'm going to get what I want today. Church, I remember being at West Angeles and Bishop Jakes was in town. This was years ago. And Bishop Jakes was preaching a sermon, and he was saying, go back and they're going to change their mind. Go back and the contract is going to be a yes. He kept saying everything, affirming that when you go back this time, things are going to be different. You're going to get what you want. They're going to say yes. So I went back empowered with confidence, knowing that what I wanted, I was going to get. Okay, so I saw that manifest in my life. So This class has reminded me of all the things that I called into existence.
Mm-hmm.
That I've been dealing with, and that's a whole another class. I called it into existence. I told the Lord. I remember I wasn't focusing on a relationship. I wasn't in a relationship, and I told the Lord what I wanted. I told the Lord I wanted a cheerleader. I wanted a friend. I wanted somebody to support me. I wanted all these things, but I didn't ask God for it to be equally yoked. I remember calling that into existence. And the relationship that came was everything I asked God for, and the things that I didn't ask God for are the things that I should have been asking God for. Somebody to be equally yoked with. Somebody that loved God more than that loved me. Somebody that put God first in their life and all these things. So I remember calling that relationship, calling that into existence. I remember the house that I'm living in now. I've only been here for a year. I was living in an apartment for 7 to 8 years, and at that time I was trying to buy a house, and I ended up in an apartment for 7 years. And at the defining moment came one day. I looked and realized, God, I've been living here 7 years. It's 7 years to completion. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to find me a house. It's time for me to start all over. When I went to check my credit after 7 years, found out my credit was decent. I had gotten several promotions, so my income had increased. All the negative things that was on my credit had fallen off, and so I was sitting already with the potential to do something that I wanted, didn't even know it. So my mindset had to change, and I started calling into existence this house, and so I'm in that house right now. So every time I walk into this house, and God strategically set it up where this house is geographically parallel to the old apartment, and so when I drive home, I can drive past the old neighborhood, drive into the new neighborhood, and I see how God has elevated me to this new neighborhood. And so this class reminds me of all the things that I already know that God has shown me, that I have the power to dictate my life. I have the power to change my life. I remember asking God for a piece of furniture, and I framed it in a corner. I said, I want it to be like this. I don't know what it is, but it's like this. And I framed this piece of furniture, and all of a sudden I found it at a thrift shop. And I'm like, wow. So I know I have that power. We know we have that power, but now I'm trying to call that power into existence so I can change my life, my income, and get from the job to the business, and get from being dependent on working at 9 to 5 and putting all my energy into that. I'm trying to transport it to be the entrepreneur that I know I can be because of the things that I've called into existence in the past. I remember being an athlete on the tennis team, and I'm going to share this one and I'm going to let you guys go. I was on the tennis team for years and years and years as a singles player, and I was a mediocre player, and I was a good player, and they knew I was a good player, but they kept me as the ringer on the team. Everybody around me was getting promoted to the next level, 4-0, and I was a 3-0. And everybody, you want to be a 4-0 in the local tennis league, and so I wanted to be a 4-0 too, but they kept telling me that I couldn't be a 4-0, that I was just a 3-0, because they wanted me to stay there as their ringer because I was a strong 3-0, so they kept me as a 3-0. And one time the coach turned me around. He said, okay, Denise, when you can beat everybody in this level, then you can go. We'll let you go. We'll let you get promoted. Because they wouldn't tell me the secret on how to get promoted. And I didn't know. All I had to do was get rated and rank myself. I didn't know that. So I kept digging at it. I finally set myself, my mindset. I joined every tournament locally, played every body on my team, all the parks up the hill. One tournament, we had a weekend tournament. I beat every last one of those girls because of a mindset, because I determined I'm going to get promoted. I'm going to beat those people. I'm going to show them that I can do this. And so I beat everybody locally, and then I got invited to a national 3.0 or 3.5 tournament where if you beat that, then you automatically get promoted. So I beat everybody locally, and I didn't ask them any questions. I just played them, beat them, and I mean, it was like, these are the people that I'm supposed to be afraid of, so I beat them. Then I went to the national tournament and won that tournament. When I came back, it was like, okay, it's nothing else anybody can say now. I've done that. So I know the power of your mind.
That's right.
You dictate and change your life with your words. I've done it so many times. And so now I'm trying to get that same energy, that same focus, that same passion, and focus so I can do that. And I'm still dealing with a lot of things that I'm starting to discover about myself through this class. Those areas that are still, you know, all the areas of relationships that I have to forgive folk, and I have to not allow people to opinion to limit me, and all these limitations that I put on myself. I've got to find those areas. So I know I can't get out of this class. And when you start it again next year, I'm gonna be right here in this class. This does not happen overnight. So folks, I know it takes time, and so we are on the right track. And so I'm just grateful to be able to share this morning. So even
Wow.
this is because normally I'm keeping all this in my head and I'm not talking about it. I'm not writing it down. I'm still trying to discover what is it, where is it, because I've heard all this stuff. I've been through all these things. I've dealt with rejection. I've dealt with being humiliated on the job 20 years. They kept me from getting promoted. And now I'm promoted. And that's why I love the job now, because I know I called this into existence too. But it ain't always going to be the job. It's going to be this income being made through my business. And so that's where I'm focusing toward getting myself to. So anyway, God bless you all. Thank you so much for letting me share and listening.
Wow. 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 Come on, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Now I'm going to do a training right here on that testimony. As she actually, listen, this is what you were doing the whole time. And I know all of y'all heard that, right? The whole time she's giving herself the power, but then you're taking it away from you. You're giving yourself the power, and then you're taking it away from you. Like you'll say, like for instance, this is what I want a lot of you to do. I want you to stop giving God all the power and give it to yourself. Give it to you. You follow and say, God did it. No. God didn't do it. You did that. And until you give yourself, see, if you read a lot of the stories in the Bible, God will say, you'll see where it say, Jesus, come over here and heal. Come over here and do this. Come do this. And Jesus was like, wait a minute. Do you believe I can do that? And if you believe I could do it, then guess what? You have the power to heal. Am I making sense? So when you constantly saying God, 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 where do you play the part? So now you're waiting on, this is what was taught, where now you're waiting, God already gave you the power. You don't have to keep saying God, 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 and just say, well, I'm going to try and see where you're taking your power back. Is going to say, you just said right here intently, it was your words that had the power. You said that. Then you said, I'm trying to get my income up now. Your words have the power. So with you trying, you saying, I'm trying, guess what? You're giving that trying the power, and now you're taking away your power. You're giving everybody else the credit. Where do you come in at? This is where we stumble. And I'm going to tell you, when you get this, replace your name. God said, I put you on this earth to be who I am. So now you say, oh man, y'all see, I know I'm going to get really deep on you right now, but this is a whole class that, hey, Kip ain't going to just let it go past. I'm going to hit it right. You can call Mr. Millionaire all you want. I don't say what I say, but see, when I say, I cause controversy because somebody just might quit. Oh, it ain't him. It's to God be the glory. To God this, to God that. Where's your power? What did you have to do with the equation? But now, when you do things wrong, you say, oh, the devil did this and the devil did that. No, Kip did it. It ain't the devil, Kip. You made the decision. That's the results of your decision, your choice. Your choice was to watch TV all day instead of doing your damn business. Don't, oh, but God, you're going to bless me. No, bless your damn self and go to work. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, whatever. That's how I feel about it. And I'm serious about it. Listen, all of this, Kip, if I'm sitting here eating a daggone Twinkie, I'm taking all of these drops and doing all of this stuff, and I don't go and exercise and eat right and do right. Oh, God, what's going on? You eating Twinkies, man. Stop eating the daggone Twinkie. It's going to Mr. Mumford, I'm going to go ahead and show this video, but I want you to speak because I know It's all whelped up. It's all this stuff. Oh God, this. Where do you have power, Mr. Mumford? Get your money, man.
You know, Satchel, I tell you, boy, well, you just said it all. I don't even know. Because you know, so crazy that somebody messaged me yesterday and said, Jamal, finish what you was going to say yesterday. You know, Shirley. She just called me out and said, finish it. I want to hear what you got to say. And this is everything, Mr. Satchel. And I know it. I was sitting here and this may sound sacrilegious, but I say sacrilegious things only because just to get a thought in your head. What if God never made himself known? And all you knew in the universe was you are what you say you are. You are what you say you are. And that's all you knew. I think that's the issue with most of us. Because our perception of who God is totally thwarted. It's off. It's off kiltered. Right? It's off kilter, and when you study the principles, that's why you gotta travel the world, and you gotta travel to different religious circles sometimes, so you can become balanced in your religiosity or whatever you want to call it. Because most of it's so warped, and it wasn't until when I traveled to South Africa, I got a whole perception of my spirituality than I ever did. And I mean, we're talking about people, you know what amazed me in South Africa, we're talking about Catholics, right, that exercise the power of healing better than the Christians in America, right? Because it's not what you think it really is. If it now you can argue all you want to, if it was true, then where's your results? How's it working out for you? That's all I got to say. So when you make a comment and a statement about God and everything else, prove it to me. I'll show you my results. You show me your results. Let's come to the table, and we're going to compare apples and oranges, right? You show me your results. I show you my results, and then we come to the table and talk about it, right? And I know you said a lot of things. I know it's going to hurt people. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt some of your thoughts. But this is where it is. You made a good point. We're taking the power back. And see, the thing about it is you understood. All good things come from up above. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go out there and keep on. See, when you say, look at the subconscious mind does exactly what you say. So if you say, I have the power, right? I have the power. I don't need Jesse, Naomi, and Isaiah, my kids, to keep saying every time they do something, my dad, my dad, my dad. I don't need them to say that. Mm-hmm. Just go out there and be the best you, Jesse, you could be. I don't need you to go on the grandstand, and that's how he is. He don't need you to go because he wants you to have the power. He said greater things that you should do after I leave. In other words, so I said, man, you mean tell me what you did, I could do greater than what you did in this earth? So you mean tell me, so me being broke, you mean tell me I could be, now you had a darn you had a darn treasurer. You mean tell me I could be better than that? I can have an accountant, I can have all these things in my life. But if I keep on focusing on you and you and you and you, that's what we do in life. It's called projection. See, I got it right here. I printed out projection, and it's called projection. And what we do is we keep on projecting things onto other things, and that's why we can't be successful, because we're always projecting instead of injecting. Oh, wow, look at that. Stop projecting and inject. It's yourself. Put it in yourself. And it's not going to be sacrilege. It's not going to be blasphemy, because the man judges the outside of you, but God judges the heart.
Woo! Come on, man.
So I don't have to go out there and keep saying God, because he knows Jamal Mumford's heart. He knows I give him all the glory, and he knows he's everything and everything in my life. So I don't have to go out there. So I can say just Jamal, my words. He said, as a man thinketh, so is he. He said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Not as God thinks. So stop talking about me. Because guess what? All of you, if you got any sign of God, or you promise anything of God in you, like I did a series. If you were accused of being a godly person, would there be evidence to prove it? See? So therefore, there's no evidence. Most of you don't even have any evidence. You walking around talking about how the God this. Where's your damn evidence? Hello? See, I put a thing on myself. I said, I'm tired of walking around here talking about something I'm not even lined up with the word of God, what it says. You're supposed to be, what you talking about? I don't know if I can do this. I'm afraid to call people on the phone. I don't have the time. Where'd that come from? You find that in that book where it says that. That's what I'm saying. Let's get rid of all the mess that we got going on. We say all these things that subconsciously stimulate our brains and give us the satisfaction. Throw that stuff out the window. Go be the best you can be. Stop all this foolishness. Because you have no power. See, we have a form of godliness, and that's what most people do. We have a form of godliness, but we're denying the true power.
Woo!
You can talk about me all you want to, but I got the power, baby. Come watch my life. That's all I got to say. Go ahead and show that video.
No. I'm going to try and make you live. I'm going to try and see if you can breathe. Let me try it out today on you. And you'll be dead. I'm going to try to make Well, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely appreciate you for Insightful Friday. I am so honored and blessed to have all of you, family, to be around this and just make it an awesome success. We truly are thankful because, man, you have helped me in so many ways to just reflect and hear and thank you. I am grateful. I am grateful. Don't forget, we do have a donation button back there. If you want to donate to show your appreciation, help us out, do whatever we got. Because we taking this to the next level, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it's going to do is take it to the next level. Make sure you are on your 52-week challenge. Why? To take you to the next level. Are y'all with me? Are you right there? Today is Friday, so there should be a deposit being made into your life, into your bank. What's the name of your bank? Anybody got one? What we call it? Hip National. Y'all know what Hip National? Y'all ever been to Hip National? That bank on your hip? That's what I call it. I got to go to Hip National today, put some money inside. With that being said, I'm going to show this, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to really look at this, especially the first. I'm not going to show the whole hour and 31 minutes. I am going to show 31 minutes of it, and I want you to really look at where we have been this week and look at where we are going and how this relates to this as you focus on what you want. Y'all with me? Have a great weekend on purpose. Enjoy the secrets. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all couldn't hear me. All right. So this is what's happening. Wait a minute. On Netflix, they have a way that they can block that when I start to mirror it to kind of show it like I want to run a movie or something and start trying. So I'm going to actually see if it's a portion of this is on YouTube. Maybe they'll actually, no, the movie. Hold on. Okay, hold on, because I do have the, let's see. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, here we go. Cool.
Something happened to me on a dark night in 1976. It was December 19th, a day that will change my life forever. It was the day I died. You were dead for 19 minutes. When I came back, I did not come back the same. How do you feel? I did not come back alone. What seemed like days passed in 19 minutes. And over the course of the next few years, I began to remember the greatest mysteries revealed to me.
Can everybody see it? Just type yes, yes, no, no. Can y'all see it? You can see it. Okay, awesome. All right, I thought y'all couldn't see it. Somebody said they couldn't see. All right. Can y'all hear it? Can everybody hear it? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good.
I discovered a secret beyond any secret. The sum of all secrets.
My eyes have seen something you have seen nothing. It's out there, and I will find it. You will find nothing. It's like Solomon's gold.
It was the key to Solomon's wisdom. The secrets of the Knights Templar and of the Freemasons.
You must be stopped.
Courage, my dear boy. Be strong, be brave. I challenged myself to find out everything I could. I found great teachers.
Meta is beyond the physical. Do you know that 99% of our population has been programmed to let the outside world control the inside? If you want to get what you want, you let the inside world control the outside. That's what the Meta Secret's all about.
The Meta Secret to wealth and abundance is doing what you love, following your passion, enjoying your life, being grateful for this moment, realizing that in fact, you already have wealth and abundance. You have wealth and abundance to the level that you allow it in your life. Expand your level of openness, deservingness, and you can have more wealth and abundance right now.
How do you become more wealthy? You become more grateful. Studies here in the U.S. show that grateful people earn more money and are better at innovation. So the first step to becoming more wealthy is become more grateful. Find the good in your world right now, and you'll take a first step to become more wealthy.
The meta secret to wealth is knowing exactly what you want and then being willing to pay the price to get it. Most people think that wealth just comes out of having this impression in your mind that you're going to live an abundant life. And that's an important piece of it, but it's incomplete. If you look at the word attraction and the law of attraction, the last 6 letters spell action, A-C-T-I-O-N. One of my favorite words is satisfaction. We all want to have satisfaction. And again, in Latin, satis means enough. Enough action, satisfaction, enough action produces the result. It means doing the things that produce wealth.
The key to abundance is to act in spite of fear, act in spite of doubt, act in spite of worry, act in spite of inconvenience, act in spite of uncertainty, act in spite of anything.
If we're talking about metaphysical, we're talking about beyond the physical. So what we've got to do is go inside. We've been programmed to live from the outside in. We're letting what's going on outside of us control what's going on inside. If we're going to get into the meta side of our own personality, we've got to get away from this physical instrument we've got and move into the higher side of our own personality. And start to understand that we live simultaneously on 3 planes of understanding. And we work from a higher to a lower potential. If you're working with electricity, any electrician, any engineer will tell you that you have to work from a higher to a lower potential. If you go contrary to that, you're not going to get any use out of the electricity. Well, when you're working with the mind, you don't start with the physical and work up. You start with thought and work down. Thoughts are of a spiritual nature. Spirit's omnipresent. Where's thought? Thought's omnipresent. 100% evenly present in all places at the same time. I can be underwater and think. I can be in an airplane and think. I've had the pleasure of working with a couple of the astronauts that have been on the other side of the moon, and they could think. Not only could they think on the other side of the moon, they could transfer their thoughts to somebody here on Earth. It's just a form of telepathic communication.
You know, it's been said that if you build it, they will come. I think if you build it and you build something with true excellence and you distinguish it in the marketplace and you come up with a selling proposition and you are aggressive in your marketing to the world, it's possible that people will come, but it's not inevitable that they will come. And sitting around passively visualizing things is not likely to get the world beating a path to your door.
My meta secret about wealth ultimately is you've got to create a lot of value for a lot of people. And if you do that, you will bring a lot of wealth back to you. So by giving service and giving that which helps other people improve their lives, brings joy to them, brings service and products to them, if you do that and you keep expanding that, always be thinking about expanding your service to others. And if you do that, wealth is a foregone conclusion.
First thing, quit listening to what everyone else is telling you what to do. And start paying attention to what you want to do. You see, I can look back with my memory, and I can remember going and saying, Mom, Dad, or to the teacher, I want to do so-and-so. And they'd say, now, how are you going to do that? See, what they didn't understand is I didn't know how to do it. But neither does anyone know how to do the things they want to do when they first think of it. You don't have to know how. You know, 2 young bicycle mechanics from Dayton, Ohio, in the United States of America, introduced us to a new kingdom. They were the first ones to fly in airplanes. The whole world believed that you couldn't do that. Anything heavier than air is attracted towards the center of the world. You can't fly. But they wanted to, and so they did.
Well, clarity to me is a very different concept than I think a lot of people. The first thing I want to know is, what do you think you're trying to accomplish? The next thing I want to know is, why are you trying to accomplish it? The next thing I want to know is, if you accomplish it, what do you really think is going to happen in your life? A lot of people come to me and they say, I want to grow my business, because I work a lot in the business world, the entrepreneurial world. I teach a concept, achievement concept, a concept that is predicated on taking action and implementing, called optimization. Optimization is getting the highest and the best use and result and outcome of your time, your efforts, your emotion, your life, your relationships. But you can't begin, and this is where a lot of people, I think, really fall down. You can't begin to optimize until you take the time to observe, examine, and identify not all, but the scope of options and alternatives and other possibilities available to you, number one, to achieve the goal, and number two, as an alternative goal.
Clarity is power. Just by being clear, you will automatically begin to magnetize things to you, to your life.
The law of mentalism is about the mind. Everything that we have ever created, everything that has ever existed first in the mind. All thoughts are the beginning of all things real. All things that you can touch and feel began in the mind.
So if you want to be wealthy, you've got to decide what wealth is to you. Define it. What does it mean? How much money do you have to have? For me, financial independence meant having $30 million producing income, which allows me the lifestyle I want without having to work. And so I've achieved that. But I knew exactly what I wanted because I looked at what it would cost me to live my lifestyle. Most people don't know their net worth. They don't know their income levels of what would be required to produce what they want. They say they want to own a yacht, but they don't know what a yacht costs. They don't know what it costs for the slippage fee. They don't know what it costs to maintain a yacht. So go out and create your ideal lifestyle and then figure out exactly what it would cost to live it, and then set that number as the number you want to achieve. Then believe you can achieve it. Visualize it every single day. Take action when the action comes. Ask for what you want. Reject rejection. Give up any idea of failure. Just persevere until you continue on, until you produce the result you want.
The law of attraction's a good starting point for thinking about how to improve your life. You want to align your thoughts and your beliefs with what you want your life to be. But the law of attraction itself, by itself, won't allow you to achieve the abundance that you need. There are certain steps that you need to take. And these steps are all incorporated in what we call the meta secret. And the meta secret isn't one solitary method or one solitary system. The meta secret is a combination of tools, methodologies, and ways to understand the world and ways to understand how we can change the world.
Until I started looking at who I was and who I wanted to become, nothing changed. Because every time I would look and I would blame something else or blame somebody else or just look in a different direction that was not inside, I would get more of what I was creating. Because every time I created something, people would react to that. Every time I took an action that was blaming this or blaming that, people would react to that. And you know what? Then I would react to their reactions. And I was creating an environment that was busy, instead an environment that supported wealth and abundance.
If you look around, there's nothing but the abundance everywhere that you see. You see the trees growing, you see businesses happening, This is wealth. This is prosperity. This is abundance. If it's not happening for you, it's because unconsciously you have beliefs, counter intentions, negativity that actually blocks it from coming into your life. It's actually working the law of attraction all the time, but it's happening on an unconscious level. The abundance is there. The wealth is there. But if you don't feel it, if you're not expressing it, it's because inside of you, you may feel you don't deserve it. This is part of the unconscious work that has to be done in order for you to feel on a conscious, real, live, earth level what's happening with abundance and prosperity. Abundance, wealth is your natural birthright. If you're not feeling it, it's because of your unconscious beliefs.
The law of correspondence, simply stated, is as above, so below, as within, so without. The law of correspondence is simply attesting to the fact that we are human creatures, physically present, but we have minds and we have spirits. So we exist in more than just one plane. We might even be multidimensional beings with multidimensional thoughts, and there may be more to you than just meets the eye.
If you want to be wealthy on the outside, you first have to become wealthy on the inside. As above, so below. As within, so without. First, you have to become wealthy in your thoughts. Then you become wealthy in your outer expression of that. You have to have a wealthy attitude. You have to have a wealthy, abundant thought form about who you are and what's possible. And when you have that, it will start to manifest outside of you.
If a person wants to take a quantum leap rather than incremental steps, they have to begin by understanding that they can do that. There's a marvelous little book. It's called U Square. Now think of what that means. If you square a number, you multiply the number by the number, don't you? Well, when you square, you multiply your potential by your potential. It's astronomical. I mean, you just go off the board. The man that wrote the book, Price Pritchett, he said, when you're looking at a quantum leap, he says it looks ridiculous, utterly. But in retrospect, it looks like a natural thing to happen. It was without effort, it's with ease. And that's what quantum leaps are. What you're really doing is getting rid of limitations in your mind, and you're letting your mind just take off and build a great big idea. And you start before you're ready. You defy what the masses are controlled by. You've got to move into a space all of your own. Understand you're working with an infinite power that's omnipresent. It's with you all the time. It's closer than your breath. And you get in harmony with that and just release all thoughts of limitation and make up your mind you're going to take and just compound your effectiveness. That's essentially what I did. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I didn't understand quantum leap, but I took my income from $4,000 a year to $175,000 in a year. And then it went over $1 million. And I had no understanding of what happened. Now understand this. I had been raised to believe that if you don't have a good formal education, that you'd never be able to do what I did. If you don't have experience, you can never do what I did. I had 2 months high school and I had a bad work record. But my income went from $4,000 to over $1 million a year. Now you can do that. And the first step is understanding that you can do it. Quit listening to people tell you you can't. And start to see yourself doing something really big. Write it out on a sheet of paper. Begin by saying, I am so happy and grateful now that I have turned my annual income to a monthly income.
It's not just about attracting things to you. It's about learning to trust what you're attracted to. you are naturally going to be attracted to certain kinds of people, to certain movies over other movies, to places you want to vacation versus other places, to workshops you want to take or books you want to read versus other books. Trust what you're attracted to. It will take you where you need to go, and it may not always make sense to you. I remember going to a seminar, and there was a woman teaching about how to triple your income in a year. And at that time, I was probably more like a hippie than I am the entrepreneur that I am today. And my wife, who was against making money at the time, thought it was evil when you should be into total service and all this. She said, I can't believe we're going to that workshop where they're going to teach you about how to make all this money. I thought you were more spiritual than that. I said, honey, I don't know why. I'm attracted to that workshop. I'm going to go there. So I sat down. The woman next to me, we started talking. It turns out she was a veterinarian. And it turns out that our cat had feline leukemia at the time. And I started talking to her about that. And she said, well, I'm the world's expert on feline leukemia. And I said, well, I've heard there's no cure for that. She said, no, there actually is a cure, and I can teach it to you. And so she called my veterinarian, told him what to do. My cat lived for many, many more years than the local vet thought it should. But see, I was trusting my attraction to go to that seminar, and it led me in a path that saved my cat's life, which was not where my conscious thinking was, but it was a very important goal to me to keep my cat alive. Those kind of things will start to happen.
Most people are uncertain about something. They're uncertain about their next step. Here's your message. Do it. Do it. Whatever you're uncertain about, do it. Take the step. You will learn so much more. You'll get so much further faster by actually getting in the game than doing it, than thinking about it forever. One of my sayings is, one step in the right direction is worth 100 years of thinking about it.
The law of correspondence, the law of mentalism, and the law of vibration all combine to help you understand that the notion of wealth is arbitrary. You're always wealthy in comparison to someone else. You choose a person to compare yourself with, or your wealth or your level of wealth with, and then you decide at that point to be happy with the situation or to be unhappy, and therefore change it. Understand this, and you understand.
All right. So now this particular one that I'm looking at is not the one, there's a second one that was done of the law of attraction that I would like for you guys to look at. This one is the first one that was done. It's not that this one isn't good, but the second one, it gives you more principles and understanding behind what they're actually teaching here. So if you do have Netflix, watch that one. It was the one that came out. Now I'm looking, let me see what this one is. When this one, yeah, there's another one. Yeah, it doesn't start with her either. But there's another one that's out that I want you to watch. It may be Beyond the Secret. I'll find out exactly what it is, but I know it's on Netflix. So I want you to watch that one. And if you can, and if it's not the one, I'll find it on YouTube for everybody so that you guys can have it, so that you can actually watch it, because I guarantee you it'll line up exactly with what we are actually teaching here. But it's an excellent, it's an excellent, and it tells you, watch this, it tells you to watch it 7 days straight. Watch it 7 days straight. So literally put a time together for those that's really looking for that transition and transformation. There's a law to 7. So that's why they say watch it 7 times, law of a complete. There's some laws there that's, and all of this seem like, magical and stuff. Guess what? This stuff is real. And I think a lot of us are actually tapping into it. So with that being said, you have the whole weekend. Let's go out here and have a fantastic day. You guys, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you. Take care.